What's going on, y'all? This is Chris Talks Crypto. Making a video today talking about Square. Actually, not even Square, it's Block. We're talking about Block today. It used to be called Square before they changed the name. This is their website, block.xyz. I did not know that Block also was associated with Tidal. That was news to me. I knew they had CashApp. I knew Square was, again, part of the company. But I don't actually know what Spiral is. Maybe we'll look at that later. But yeah, that Tidal thing makes a whole lot of sense. So their CEO, he's actually pretty famous, Jack Dorsey, like kind of a celebrity CEO. He was, super famous for being the CEO of Twitter. So if y'all don't know who that is, this is Jack Dorsey right here, wearing a Satoshi crew neck, no less. That's kind of cool. This is him at the Super Bowl. Obviously, you have Beyonce and Jay-Z right next to him in the box. So, yeah, are we just going to pretend Jack Dorsey wasn't in a box at the Super Bowl with Jay-Z and Beyonce wearing a Satoshi t-shirt? It doesn't get any more obvious than this at this point. Like, crypto is about to go crazy. It's going to go absolutely crazy and take over everything. And he knows this too. He absolutely understands this because, again, with him being CEO of Twitter at a certain point, like crypto Twitter, I mean, as we see here, it's huge. Like, it is the source of information for all the happenings in crypto and pointing you to all the information that's going on pretty much. But yeah, no, I mean, former CEO of Twitter transitioned to Square because I think he was co-CEO actually. He was CEO of both of them at the same time. And basically the board said you have to pick one. And so he chose Square and changed it to Block. So I believe this is going to be a stock that does very well in the future. Again, none of this is financial advice, but it's something that we have to look into because Block and CashApp more specifically is one of the major onboards for everything crypto. So you can buy Bitcoin directly on the app if you didn't know. And you can send it to whatever wallet that you have that's Bitcoin based. And then from there, you can convert that Bitcoin into whatever else you want it to. So this is a major onboard, super convenient. Everyone's used CashApp at this point. They've been around since I want to say about 2017, somewhere in that time frame. No, 2015 maybe. I think it was. But yeah, one of the most clutch apps out there for sure in terms of payment. Like, you got CashApp, you got Venmo, you have Zelle, you have a couple other ones too, but those are the majors, right? And CashApp is PayPal. You have them as well. They're dominating this payment space. Like, that's their bread and butter for sure. And then they're going to have the foray into crypto. I think they're probably going to expand their crypto holdings in the future. So yeah, as you see right here, first thing on the page, send and spend, bank and buy stocks or Bitcoin. You can buy Bitcoin directly on the app. Like, that is super convenient because crypto can be cumbersome at times. Let me see. What about their investors? What do they have on here? So their stock is listed on the New York Stock Exchange, ticker SQ, $85.72. It's up $4 today, so 4.9%. It's pretty good. Block Incorporated is Square, CashApp, Tidal, Spiral, TBD, and our former foundational teams as counsel, finance people that provide guidance at the corporate level. Blah, blah, blah. This is a lot of text. Yeah, I don't want to read all that. Last quarter shareholder letter, where they have latest news, latest events, Block's fourth quarter earnings. The earnings call is February 2022. Well, February 22nd right there of this year. So that's already happened. Afterpay expands to more in-demand categories, including with new spring merchants. Oh, so they might be doing payment plans now. So that makes a lot of sense. It's the way of the future anyway. I mean, we're doing micro payments now and extended payments, basically digital layaway. Listen, people they're eating it up. Like, times are, difficult for a lot of people. So, people being able to break payments into smaller and more spread out, payments is something that people are going to eat up for sure. And instead of having to pay for everything all at once. Okay. Let's look at the actual financials and look at the chart and then see what we got going here. So we got Block pulled up again, $85.72 for the stock. I'm going to skip straight to the financials on this one. That's the chart for the last day. But looking at it, they have a market cap of $52 billion. They were founded in 2009, actually. 13,000 employees, so a very big company. Let me see. What do you got? Ownership. So it's 555 million shares floating out there. And then only a few are closely held by what I would assume to be your insiders and your early investors and VCs and things like that. But growth and profitability. So yeah, revenue, net income. So I mean, they are very low margin. It looks like, that definitely very low margin for sure. With a lot of revenue. I mean, so you're bringing in what that looks like about 20 billion. And the revenue is just barely, it looks like scraping. What is that? 9.7 million. Yeah. 9.7 million. Interesting. So let me see. CashApp is absolutely dominating what they have right here. So that's very good to see, because that's going to expand rapidly, I think. Square, which I'm not exactly sure what the Square portion does. I think they're just more overall payment systems and whatnot, and maybe payment system technology. I'll have to look more into that. United States. So yeah, their money's coming from the US. So they're consistently beating revenue targets. They're pretty much break even on beating the earnings 50-50. Looking at the quarters. Yeah. So they have a lot of assets and few liabilities, short-term and long-term. So that's pretty good. Yeah. Their positive free cash flow. Their debt got pretty high, but like their cash and equivalents, it looks like it's outbeating it. So yeah, this looks very good. This is a very solid company in my mind. Okay, let's look at the charts. So again, they're founded in 2009, but around 2015, looks like they went public and IPO'd there. And we had a major run up in 2021. Again, that was with all the technology stocks and whatnot running up here from. Got your COVID money. So it's actually crazy, because COVID was almost 4 years ago to the day. So crazy that 4 years has blown by. But again, it flew up with all the other tech stocks, and along with Bitcoin and everything else tech, like 2022 was just it was a down year in terms of everything. And then 2023 was very stagnant for everything except tech. Again, you're having your Magnificent Seven that were just, absolutely flying and eating up, I think they were responsible for 90-something% of the movement. And the other stocks were, representative of maybe 10% or less. Anyway, taking a look at the chart itself, where are we at now? So if I draw a channel right here and just say we're right here, you could also do it like this, and I will do that. We're in a range. This is very familiar territory for this. So let me not extend the line. And I will put that in a range right here. And this is more of a downtrend. Yeah. So we're in this downtrend, and we're also in this range too. So it looks like it has to break 2 points. If it breaks here, that's fantastic. It's going to keep going up, which I believe it will. This is actually it's more of a hype chart. It's very easily explainable. There's nothing that doesn't make sense here as to why the price is where it's at. And now, that's fine, right? As long as you understand why the price is where it's at, then it makes sense, right? It's when you start having unanswerable questions is when you get in trouble. So I'll put a line right here. This is somewhere where it has to break. This is the next structural point. I don't think that really means much. I think this is more of a blip. And finally, right here, these are your structural points that you'll have to break. So you'll have to break 100, which is also a psychological level. You break 150, also pretty psychological. And then you get up to about 275. So yeah, these are very clean numbers. Wow, this is interesting. I don't really look at this beforehand. I just kind of walk through the steps, pretty much. So let's just say hypothetically, we just believe that this is going to be a runner, and it's going to be a runner more so than 2021. We think that it is going to have some energy behind it, and it's going to be fueled by cryptocurrency, because that's my thesis, at least. I'll put another one at 400. And then, what did we say? The market cap was about 52 billion. 52 billion was the market cap. At this point, if we say that we can get a 5x, that puts you pretty much at 400. And if you can get let's say, split the difference between 5 and 10, you have 7.5. You get a 7.5x on 85. I don't even know what that math is. What's 7 times 8? That's like 56. 7.5 times 85. 637. So we'll call it 650. This is a stretch goal. I would call this a stretch goal. That would be a stretch goal to get to 100, 150, 275, 400. So this is the point where you've, let me see what happens when you get to 400. That's a 5x on your market cap. So again, actually, let's take a look at this. I did pull up something earlier. So we're looking at the market caps, right? Very, very interesting times that we're in, because Bitcoin is dominating. It is moving up the ladder. It's been coming up from the bottom, like, for sure. It just flipped silver. Like, it has a higher market cap than all of the silver on planet Earth at this point. It's bigger than Facebook, and it has surpassed all-time highs in every country every currency in the world. And it's like just creeping up past Google, past Amazon. And like, to me, this one is just it's been such a no-brainer. Like, we got to take advantage of Bitcoin and all of the surrounding and adjacent companies as well that will be affected by Bitcoin and the rise of crypto. Again, not financial advice, but just something to look into. They're bigger than JP Morgan Chase. But anyway, what I was looking for was Visa. Where's Visa? Visa is $585 billion. And I want to say, worth of market cap. I want to say, if we go to, what did I say? I said that was 85 billion. Actually, it only goes to the top 100. But anyway, okay, that's fine. I think that 585 billion. So that's an additional, 500 billion that would go to one company, or more realistically, let's say 250. So 200 billion plus another 55 billion. So you're right at 250 billion. I don't think that's unrealistic at all. I don't think that's unrealistic at all, especially when you're talking about a market, crypto at least, that has trillions and trillions of dollars that are going to flow into it. I think probably the market cap right now is 2 trillion. I think you could get up into the double digits in trillions for sure as time goes on. But anyway, looking at this, so I think like passing this is going to be a no-brainer. Getting up to the 400, that's potential. 650, I think that would be like my stretch goal, to where I would say this is time to go ahead and just cut it. You've had the good run, and then that's if you're doing options. At least if you're just doing the buy and hold, like, hey, keep holding, because it's going to go up. That's that. But as I usually do in these videos, we'll take a look at the options chain and see where that is. So this is a long call for Square, SQ. Well, Block is the company. SQ is the ticker, $85.72. If we're doing long calls, way out, if we're talking about leaps, 2026, those contracts currently are sitting at about $2,600. So with these, you look at how much the option, like each individual option is, and then you multiply that by 100. That's a contract. So in this case, move the decimal point over, $2,670. So yeah, that's not unreasonable if you're looking at the upside too. This is one that's, I think primed to heat up. But we will see as we go. So again, at this point, so we are at, we'll call it 75, between 75 and we're at $85, and let's say we could potentially go up to 650. And then we'll calculate that. with this, if we get to, what were the targets? So we had 150, we had 100. So 100 here. If you get to that within the next, 2 years, you're in profit. Obviously, that's a walk in the park. There was a 150, which would get you up to 400, which is a 151% return. If we get to the top, it was 250, I believe. 275. So somewhere between here and here. That would get you up to roughly about $16,000. So about 600% return. That's pretty good. And if we get to, that's fantastic. Like that's a great return over, 2 years for sure. Especially if we're talking about like the stock market too. 400. If we got to 400 and, we just said this is just a banger. You would land yourself at $28,000, which is, that's 1,000%. That's a 10X. Yeah. That's your 1,000% right there. So yeah, again, this is, I think this is an opportunity for sure. I think this is a solid opportunity with Square to be able to look into, what they have going on. Their thing is CashApp. CashApp is their thing. And I just think CashApp is going to expand so much with, all this wave of digital payments and the payment processors getting up to, speed with what crypto could be. We'll see. We will see. But again, I'm optimistic on this one. So, appreciate y'all for watching. Again, this has been Chris Talks Crypto. Check out any crypto-based resources at christalkscrypto.com, and I will see y'all on the moon. Take care.